All right, guys, and we are live. Right, so it's live on the top right. Making sure. All right, guys. So welcome to the Real Bike live stream. So I know it's been a long time coming. We've been mentioning this for a while now, but just want to thank all of the special guests that are here tonight in the building. So I'm gonna kind of go real quick through them. So we got Doodle on the motorcycle.
Hi.
We have FXDLS Brooklyn in the building, so representing New York. We got Connor FXDB representing Texas.
What?
Then we got Mr. Lee Stewart from up in Canada. What up, boy?
What up?
How's it going? And then Theo Freaking Door from Oklahoma. And then, of course, yours truly, BxPolymath, representing New York City from the Bronx. So thank you guys all for joining us. It's going to be a fun night. We got a hell of a lineup. Killswitch Queen will be in the building a little later, so she just hit me up saying she'll join a little later. So hopefully we're still here when she joins. I'm just saying. But yeah, so we're quickly gonna just go through introductions. I want you guys to know who everyone is on the panel, and we'll start.
I think they're presenting me right now.
Yeah, it's you.
It's just all me on the screen right now.
No, you have your name highlighted. It's all good. It'll switch up automatically. So yeah, so Doodle, go ahead and introduce yourself, a little bit about yourself so everyone can know.
Hey everybody, I'm Doodle. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I currently ride a Triumph Bonneville T100. It's very new, just got it a couple months ago. Right before that, I was riding a Suzuki S40 Boulevard.
Nice, very cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. So who's next? We got FXDLS. Go ahead, bro.
Yo, it's FXDLS Brooklyn coming at you live from Brooklyn. I'm on a 2016 Lowrider S, and that's it. Just do little rides, some basic reviews on stuff, and I've ridden with BxPolymath. I've ridden with Connor, and looking forward to meeting the rest of y'all.
Awesome, man. Sounds good. Thank you. Connor, it's your boy. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up, guys? It's your boy. No, obviously I ride a street bomb. That's what my name says. Connor FXDB, first bike ever. I've been learning to run it. Been trying to wheelie. Been watching. I started off watching a bunch of Lee's videos, and then Theo. So I'm excited to be in here. Good shit.
Good stuff, man. Welcome. Mr. Lee, what's up, man? Introduce yourself, buddy.
Yeah, I'm Lee Stewart. I ride a 2004 Dyna Lowrider, and I beat the shit out of it most of the time. I do wheelies on it. I jump it. I destroy it. That's my jam.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. Everyone's just showing bikes here except me, man. I don't know. I'm slacking. Theo, what's up, buddy? Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
I'm Theo Freaking Door from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I ride a 2006 Dyna Lowrider, and I pretty much destroy it without doing all that dope shit that Lee just named off. So I guess I'm getting somewhere in life. Yeah.
That's funny. That's awesome, man. Thank you. And of course, last but not least is me, BxPolymath. For you guys that don't know me, motovlogger from New York City. I ride a 2015 Harley Davidson Street Bob. I don't do wheelies, none of that crazy stuff. I'm a little too much of a punk to try it. I gotta definitely try that stuff out. But yeah, man, I've been riding for like 2 years. Just freaking love it, man. So it's awesome. Great thing to do, right? So, all right, man.
2 years.
Let's get the stream started. I know, you know, a lot of people in here were messaging me questions. You know, not even from the live chat, but just on my Instagram saying, "Oh man, who's gonna be on the stream? Who's this? Who's that?" So kind of wanted to introduce you guys just so everyone knows who's in the building. All right. So I know it's a little late in the East Coast. Again, Killswitch Queen will join us a little later. So it is what it is. So a lot of the questions mainly, and I'll point this out to you guys, and we'll get to the Harley wheelie questions in a little bit, BKLO. I know you're anxious.
Yeah, been thinking about it all day.
That's funny. But one of the main questions I get asked is, why did you choose to ride a cruiser versus a sport bike, right? So that's the question I'm going to pose to the panel now. why ride a cruiser and why not a sport bike? So take it away, whoever wants to take that away. So what's the reason to ride a Harley or a cruiser?
I'll go.
Go ahead, take it away.
So I picked a cruiser because, one, they're beautiful. They're so gorgeous. They look like an original motorcycle. And when you sit on them, you just feel so good.
Yo, no one's gonna top that.
We're all laughing because we just vibrate like crazy.
Because what?
Oh man,
I don't know. You said it feels so good. I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, I know I get excited from them. So.
Oh yeah, word.
oh,
That's cool, man.
No,
you
for me, it's just like it's a family thing. Like my dad, I grew up all around Harleys, so it's always been like a familiar thing for me, and that's it. That's what I could trace it back to.
Gotcha. All right, so you're born into the Harley life, pretty much.
Yep.
Nice.
That's cool. You got your whole family doing it with you.
Yeah, a bunch of folks.
That's
Man,
one
I
thing
wish
I
my
can say.
family did.
Nobody in my family rides at all.
Nobody. Yeah, same here.
Except the bicycle. That's 2 wheels, right?
Yeah,
that
that can,
doesn't count.
All right, cool. Connor.
What's up? Oh,
Yo, who you talking to, man?
I got distracted. I like the way, like she was saying, I like the way the cruiser looks. They clean it up a lot nicer. I do like all bikes though. Since it was my first bike, I've always wanted a Harley. I said if I want to start on a bike, I might as well just stick with a Harley. And I got that, and then I got the Z, and now I want a Supermoto, and then I want a Ninja 650, or not, the Gixxer 650. And just I'll pick it all, dude. All of it. But I do like the Harleys. I just think stunning on them is dope, plus burnout is dope. There's just a lot more awesomeness to it, man. So I like the cruisers all the way. You can clean them up, and they're just really cool.
Freaking awesome. That's good stuff, man. All right,
I mean, for me, I don't really have a particular reason. I've been riding my entire life. I've been riding for 26 years now,
Wow.
and yeah, and I ride everything, man. Like I ride dirt bikes, street bikes, whatever, cruisers, and my main reason, like I've ridden Harleys off and on since I was like 15 when I first got my license, but the main reason to like dedicate time to it was when the whole Harley stunt scene came around. As soon as that. Right when it started coming around back in like 2013 or so, that was when I was like, yeah, like I could always do 12 o'clock wheelies on pretty much anything. So I was like, shit, man, I'm going to get one of these and join up in that because that looks fun.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that recent.
Yeah, that shit
Been around that long. Well, let me correct that actually. Like it has been around for a very long time, but it's only been around for a long time by one or two people. And that's Jason Poland, the godfather of it. He's been doing it since like the late 90s or early 2000s, but like it never caught on until like the whole dyno wheelie thing started catching on in the last few years.
That's awesome, man. Sounds good.
I don't know. I mean, I pretty much started on sport bikes. I mean, when it comes to the streets, like I've been riding like anywhere from 4-wheelers to dirt bikes as a kid, but I started on sport bikes, and I guess I started getting into the Harley thing when I started getting to the point where I wanted to get into stunting type shit, but I wasn't necessarily interested in stunting a sport bike because I felt like that was something that pretty much anybody did that had a fucking sport bike. So then my uncle actually showed me a Busted Knuckles stunt tour, which those guys are stunting Harleys, but they're fucking like they're fully stunted out, handbrakes, everything. And after I saw them, and then I was already into motovlogging at the time, and then of course like Lee shows up, and it's like, okay, well he's fucking doing Harley wheelies and motovlogging, and so I started watching him, and then started opening up to just a bunch of people on Instagram doing it, all the unknown industry guys and that Out Here crew and all that shit, and so I don't know, I just decided to go for it, and currently I still have both, but I mean I ride the Harley more than anything. My R6 just sits.
Gotcha. Cool, man. So before I answer that, I'm trying to figure out, like, some people are saying that only one person shows up. I'm not sure if that's the case on the live
I think
chat.
It's still me.
Still you, dude. I don't know how to control that. That's for
It's
sure.
changing for me now on the
Good thing I look
the actual
good
YouTube
today.
page.
Yeah, I see all of y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So usually, so just so I can address this, I think when you were looking at the Hangout, if you have it clicked on a specific person, it'll just
Yeah.
pick that person.
Yeah.
But on the actual YouTube, it'll switch up. I got a little worried. I'm like, damn, they've been looking at Lee's face the whole time, getting that promo in.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
that's fine.
Okay,
For me, man, it's better than looking at my face.
Yeah. Good thing I look good today.
Yeah, right. Nah,
I'm
but,
sitting here fucking rifling peanut butter in my face like
that's funny, man. That's crazy. Nah, but for me, so like I said, I started riding 2 years ago. I took the MSF course, and it was on a cruiser, so I kind of felt immediately comfortable with it. I was never really a speed demon. Like, I didn't really need to go fast, but I always loved the look of the bike, like a cruiser.
Oh yeah.
So they just look so sick. Like, I don't know, like there's nothing else that comes to it in my mind, at least. I could look at a sport bike, a freaking R1 or whatever, the Ducatis, and they just don't, I don't know, they just don't call me, man. So
Yep.
I went with the cruiser. I got the I bought right into Harley. So with the Street 750, that was my first bike right after taking the class.
What?
Yep. So I had the brand new Street 750. And I had that for about a couple of months. Then I upgraded. So got the Street Bob. And that's it, man. I'm golden for the next however many years.
Forever. For life.
That's it, for life, man. Exactly. Dying up for life, baby. But yeah, so that's my whole cruiser experience. Just never really called my attention to sport bikes.
Yeah, who's taking
That was
pictures?
me. I took a picture of your beautiful face, BX, so I can post it on Instagram.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's funny. But
only
yeah,
2
so
years,
that's-
huh? You're
Yeah,
a
2
newbie
years.
still.
Newbie,
How
bro.
How long's everybody been riding for?
So 2 years,
I'm a noob too, just a year and a half.
year and a half. You got me beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. A year and 7 months.
Year 7 months. That's BK Low, right?
No, that's
It's
Connor.
your boy.
Oh, that was Connor. It's your boy.
Connor.
A year and 7. Okay, so you're still a newbie, also, man.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, me, like, legitimately, like, every day, it's been, like, 2 years at this point.
Okay.
Whoa. So who's the veteran? Lee Stewart?
Hell yeah, man. Nobody can top that.
I think like much the whole entire panel times 3. That's what it sounds like.
I think after Lee comes Theo, though, right? How long you been riding for, buddy?
On the street for like 3 or 4 years, something like that. Before that though, like I'm 22 now, and ever since I was like 8 or 9, something like that. So
Whoa.
Damn, it's got some years.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Wait, so it's not just me then. That's awesome. Because I started when I was like,
well, I mean,
I was
you
like
still
4 and a
taught
half
me
or
by
5.
quite a bit, but
Dude,
I was like 4 and a half years old.
yeah.
I'm just saying. But yeah.
First time I rode a bike, I was like 4. I was almost 5. It was like leading up to my 5th birthday, where they were thinking about getting me a dirt bike for my birthday or something. When I rode it,
I was like,
I
8
rode
or
it
9,
through the.
and-
Yeah, I rode it right through the fucking patio doors of my friend's house.
Yeah. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, smash glass and screen everywhere, and yeah.
I had a little like a little 50cc pit bike, and I was going around in my neighborhood when I wasn't supposed to because like my parents weren't home, so I figured fuck it, I'll go around anyway. So I'm like romping around on the streets and shit, and my buddy rolls up on a bicycle, and like I flip him off, and as I'm turning a corner, and that thing it didn't have any brakes or anything, and he just like started pointing, and I turned my head, and there's a fucking Tahoe just like sitting there, and sitting at like the stop sign, so I just pretty much slid sideways. Pit bike slid right up underneath their Tahoe, and they're fucking asking me if I'm all right. I just ripped it out from underneath their Tahoe and fucking took off and ran home.
Well, that's a good panel question. Like, what's everybody else's oh shit moment in the beginning?
When
Oh, fuck.
like when you first started riding?
Like when you first started riding, like for me, I know when I first started riding, I remember it was on an 883. That's what I started on, and I pulled into a gas station, and there was like gravel all over the place,
Oh.
and I didn't respect that at the time. And you know, what you think would happen happens. And basically, I went Bronco busting into like a 4x4 truck in front of me, but
Oh,
I got
no.
out of it just in time, like hit the clutch and everything. But they could have been bad.
That's crazy.
Mine was probably my like stopping time. I never I don't know, I guess I wasn't fucking smart enough, I guess. Like when I started riding the street, like I said, I started on sport bikes. My first bike was a 2001 CBR F4i 600. And like I at the time, like I just wanted to go fast and shit, right? So out here in Oklahoma, we just have a bunch of straight ass highways and like no curves. So I'd get on the highway and just do like speed runs and shit, but I'd never think about like the time I had to stop. So if somebody like pulled out a little sketchy or some shit, I'd pretty much shit my pants and freak out because I didn't have like
You're not used to it.
yeah, I didn't have the
Jesus.
experience to realize like my stopping time and shit.
That's
So that
crazy.
happened
Sports
quite-
bike, they break a lot quicker than Harleys, that's for sure. Or cruisers in general. So that's definitely true. Anyone else? Connor? Any old crap moments?
I mean, there's just one road I ride a lot that I took too fast one time, and I almost went. I did go off of it, but I almost went off the edge of the cliff, and I was like, "Fuck!" And then,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, so I hopefully experienced, but then I just kind of started riding it again, and then that's pretty much it. I started wearing a little more gear when I ride that road.
Right on. That's
That's
why you
great.
got those pants.
That's gonna lead to another question in a little
Yeah,
bit,
dude.
but go ahead, Doodle. Any old crap moments?
I think old crap moments were just about all I had the first couple months of riding. I mean, my first bike, this is really embarrassing. I didn't realize this is a rare thing, but I dropped my bike like 6 times. And yeah, I hit gravel too. I didn't know about gravel and traction losing, so I pulled over on gravel. So of course I went down. And I guess that's about it. Just dropping my bike a lot and hitting gravel. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
no,
Wouldn't worry about it.
I'm much better now, though. You guys will
But
be.
why did you drop it, you think? Was it the weight, or was it just you just didn't realize?
No, whenever I would drop it, it was I practiced in the parking lots when I first started riding, and I didn't leave parking lots for like 3 months.
Gotcha.
So whenever I was in the parking lots, I would do a lot of slow speed stuff, a lot of let's see, the first time once I dropped it in a U-turn on a hill, on a slight hill.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah, it sucks. And another time I dropped it because I stopped at an angle instead of straight. Yeah, that might be about it. So I guess because I dropped it so much because I was doing so much slow speed skill stuff. And
Yeah, slow speed is tricky.
yeah.
Really is.
Yeah, I'm good though. I haven't dropped in a long time.
Well, that's glad to hear that.
Yeah.
You don't want to drive and stuff anymore, especially with that new bike you got.
Oh, I know. It's
Not
so.
that long ago.
I drop my bike all the time.
I just recently tipped over my bike. I didn't even fully drive it, but that shit was crazy.
Oh no.
Yeah, you got to tell that story, man.
Yeah, I will. I got a couple good ones. The first one was so as you guys know, I had the Street 750. It was a very torquey bike. This was my first time getting into a highway from a stop, right? So it had to stop, and I had to merge onto a lane. So of course, what happens? You're trying to get on, so you're trying to crank that throttle, right? So what happens to the bike? Wheelie time, baby! So
You wheeled by accident?
dude, I popped the wheelie, not even knowing, and that
Whoa.
shit scared me shitless. I was shaking the whole way riding home. Like I was so afraid. I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's sick. You did a wheelie.
Hell yeah, man! Without
Can you
even
teach
wanting.
me?
That was just
Probably
the power.
even real
I just
home.
cranked the throttle and that's it, man. So that was one. And then when I upgraded to the Street Bob is up much more powerful. You're going from 700 cc's to freaking 1690.
Oh my gosh,
So
yeah.
I'm not even out of the lot yet from the dealership. So I tell the guy, let me go around the dealership real quick.
Connor's already laughing.
Dude, this shit was crazy. So so I sit on the bike. I'm like, yeah. I'm looking at everyone around like, yeah, this shit is hot. So I pull on the throttle and I'm just like holding on for dear life.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, so it didn't click to me to just, you know, hold the clutch in to kind of reset. So I'm just trying to reach. That shit was so funny, man. But it was scary as fuck because I'm going around, I'm almost crashing into freaking vehicles and shit. That was scary. So that was a second one.
That's wild, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was not used to the whole like friction zone and the pull of the bike. Definitely not ready.
You gotta tell them about the gas station one, man.
Oh, the gas station one was recent. So I think that was just a pure fuck up with that one. So I got the bunking crash bars right on the front. So you guys know, or if you don't know, that protects the front of the bike is pretty good. So I pull up to a gas station. I was actually riding out with the Fobra and another motovlogger from the city. So we pull up to a gas station to get some gas, and I could have sworn I had fully engaged the kickstand. Apparently I did not. So I'm about to like dismount, and the bike just starts leaning a little too freaking far. I'm like, oh shit! So it just kind of tipped over. Nothing happened, but it was just like one of those oh shit moments that I could have avoided, really, to be honest. So that was crazy.
Oh man.
And it got caught on video, and of course, you know, people started posting it already, so you can check that out.
Yo, I was moto vlogging, and I was gonna make a joke about it. And,
Yeah.
like, the second I did it, I sprayed gas all over my gas tank. So karma hit.
Oh no.
That's so funny. You see, man? That's what happens. You can't be talking shit.
For real, man.
Nah, that's cool. So another question, right, for the panel. So gear. That's another question that everyone keeps mentioning. Cruiser riders don't wear gear. What's up with that? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm guilty of it, to be honest with you. All I wear really is this vest, my t-shirt, my full face helmet, and that's it. So what's your guys' take on that, and how do you respond to that?
Yeah, I wear zero gear. I wear a helmet. That's literally it.
That's funny.
Damn.
So I guess the question is why? So a Doodle, you saying you wear everything, right?
Yeah, head to toe.
Head to toe. So what kind of gear do you have, let's say, for example?
I've got riding boots. I've got Kevlar pants. I've got summer and winter armored jacket. I've got armored gloves and a full face helmet.
Damn, so you ready for the track then, right?
Yeah, I love going 35 miles an hour.
So honestly, you're the exception, because I know for a fact all of us other guys on the panel, that's not happening, right? So I know, Stuart, you say you wear no gear. Connor, I know you're guilty of it too, bro. So we're all there.
Yeah, but then,
so I guess the question is why? What's the
like at 5 miles an hour?
Fear.
I bring gear.
So you wear gear because of fear. Okay, so that's a good one. So
Yeah.
everyone else, like, what's the
Well,
reason?
I'm trying to get better. So, I mean, for me, like, for example, with any MM, if I'm just riding around, like, New York City, like, I'm usually not going to gear up that heavily because we're not hitting high speeds. But, like, I'm about to do, like, a pretty long trip, so I'm probably going to gear up for that. So, like, what she was talking about, Kevlar pants, boots, you know, maybe a light riding jacket, we'll see.
Okay.
Like for Sturgis?
Yeah, I wasn't going to reveal it yet, but yeah.
Oh, my bad, dude. I'm going to the corner now. Fuck this. Fine.
That's you mentioned Sturgis and the viewer count is doubled.
Oh, yeah. We're at 200 now.
That's funny. So Lee, you say you wear nothing, right?
Yeah, nothing. I mean, like, I've been a professional rider for 15 years now, something like that. Like, I'm used to crashing and getting fucked up, so it doesn't really phase me. And plus, having that aspect to it, I'm not gonna wear nothing unless somebody's paying me to do it. So I'm not gonna go buy some fucking Icon jack with Icon 4 feet across the fucking front of it so that they can get free advertising out of me. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, and just even when I actually used to ride for that company like 5 years ago, and like even then I didn't wear much gear. Like I don't like it. I feel restricted. I feel hot. I feel like I hate it. I really hate it. I mean, if I go down, I know what's going to happen to me. So it is what it is, right? I accept my fate.
Although, you know, I mean, you guys probably all know this too, but I just started doing this so that I don't get too hot in my gear is just wetting everything I'm wearing before I go ride. Like riding in a wet shirt and a wet jacket, and it's so good.
Never heard of that before. That's a new one.
Yeah, I just started doing it, and it makes the summer riding so bearable.
Wait, I missed this. What you say? You said what?
I ride with a wet shirt and a wet jacket.
With a wet shirt.
Yeah, Doodle's
Like
going down the hot
contest.
Don't get excited.
That's what I was just gonna say. At the very,
Yeah, I was waiting. Who's gonna make the joke here?
Oh my god.
that could be some kind of a record, like 100-mile-an-hour wet T-shirt.
Only on a real bike.
Oh, that's so funny.
It cools you down, and you're not even hot anymore. It makes the whole gear totally bearable.
That's funny.
I know you guys are getting really excited, but I'm sorry I don't have food. I'm not going to work on this fantasy.
That's funny. What about you, Theo? Wear anything?
I mean, I'll just go from head to toe. I got my helmet, and a lot of the time just a t-shirt and some mechanic's clothes because like $9 at Walmart, and typically jeans. I mean, I don't. A lot of my friends will ride in shorts and shit. I don't really ride in shorts or anything like that. And then just some closed-toe shoes, really. So basically nothing. Just a helmet. But I mean, like, I don't really mean to steal somebody's answer, but almost the same thing as Lee. I wore gear before on my Harley, and I don't know, something about the Harley is just awkward. I just feel restricted and constricted and everything, so I guess it's for comfort, really.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of dabble into that as well. Like, you're on a sport bike, you could rock the full gear, you'll look fine. But on a Harley, you look weird if you have a full head to toe like leather suit ready for the track. It just doesn't kind of go.
Yeah.
And you know, that's what I'm saying. So like, when you're riding a cruiser, I feel like there's not enough, I guess, fashionable choices for you to wear besides wearing a vest, which is usually what everyone else just kind of rocks. Just the vest, the tin can helmet, and then you're done, pretty much. That's it, you know?
I'm just gonna wear a full suit. That'd be dope as fuck.
Dude, that would be sick.
Going full race leathers.
Word, right? Imagine? But yeah, so that's kind of like for me, like, and when I first started riding, I got the Kevlar pants, I got the boots, I had the full leather, you know, some heavy ass freaking leather that weighs like 50 pounds. That, like, you know, and I used to wear that as a very beginner, but then as I gained confidence on the bike, I felt like it was overkill, to be honest. You know, I didn't really need it. You know, first of all, I'm not even going like 100 miles per hour or whatever anyways. Even though accidents can happen at any speed, it doesn't really matter. But for me, it was just more comfort. And plus, I kind of want to look sort of not. I was not gonna say cool, but you kind of want to look comfortable and in what you're wearing, pretty much. You know, you don't want to look like you're fucking going to. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to look like a tool, like a noob or whatever. You know, so.
Yeah, rolling up on a black dyno with high vis fucking.
That sounds sexy.
It's, you know, your bike could look cool as shit, and then you just messed it up. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just a more of a, like, there's not really options out there that can keep up, I guess, with the cool fact, the real bike type thing.
I do that to myself on a regular basis. It's the funniest thing in the world, because like when I start rolling in somewhere, you can see people like checking out your shit, right? Especially I got flashy custom paint and all kinds of crap on my bike, and I'll like roll in there, and then it's like everyone's kind of watching you come up to park, and I won't even throw the kickstand down, just jump off and let it fall down and fucking walk away. People are like, what the fuck is this guy's deal?
What? That's crazy.
I'm getting texts right now from people telling me @GAT. It's interesting though, because they are making stuff right now that like adhere to that style. Like if you check out the video that Connor just made, like they look like regular jeans, you know?
Yeah, no, and of course, and that's kind of like the styling that we want, because that's pretty much what we wear, just regular jeans. But why not wear regular jeans with a little bit extra protection, right? So, or riding boots that look like regular shoes, and it doesn't look like you just came off a track. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
things like that, you know. And to be honest, like I have the Icon Truant boot, and that boot is phenomenal. Like I really recommend it for you guys. Like look into it. It looks pretty casual. You put them on, and it looks like you just got regular boots on. When I'm not using that, I just have my regular Nike, you know, AGVs. That's usually what I use. But you know, like you were saying, BK, like it's not many things that you can wear that kind of like adhere to that fashion. So if you guys, I mean, any companies out there watching the stream, man, make something up. See what happens.
We're here.
There you go. There you go.
Buddy,
Yeah.
he's like,
We're working on it.
he got messed up, dude.
There you go. So look at Doodle's page. Yeah, so she's looking at it right now.
Yeah, which one do you have? The black ones or the brown ones?
I have the black ones.
Those are nice.
Yo, how are you doing that?
You can click screen share on the top left of our little Google Hangout side. You'll see a blue thing that says, "Oh, look, you can see our mouse chat," and this one's screen share.
Yeah, just make sure you're not sharing nothing, you know, inappropriate. I'm just trying.
I have those tabs closed right now.
All right, good. Sure.
Like this wet T-shirt thing we were talking about.
Exactly.
Not catching on video.
Yo, Lee. So I know you just started your own company, man. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean,
topic of fashion.
It's starting small. I mean, it's just starting off like casual wear and shit for dudes right now. Girl stuff's coming in, I don't know, a month or so. We're going to see kind of like Friday's the launch day, and I literally have no idea how it's going to do. It could do awesome or it could totally shit the bed and I can go broke. So I have no idea. But the game plan is going to be riding gear at some point in 2018. I've already been sourcing a ton of shit overseas to do that. So we're going to start off with like stuff that is geared towards people like me. Like I want to do like a moto glove, but a moto glove that can handle doing like Harley stunts. Like we do a lot of hand drags and stuff. Like we see guys 12 o'clock and then dragging their hand behind them. Well, like one day of that, you're eating up 2 pairs of gloves. So I've that hopefully that's not going to happen anymore. And you know, add in some kind of casual wear that looks like riding gear that looks like casual wear, like we were talking about. But I'm not going to say a shitload about that because there's some stuff that's not out there yet that I've designed, and it's pretty cool. So, but yeah, it's we'll see what happens. Friday's the day, man. It's scary. It's really scary.
Where can we see this?
Uh,
I've been spamming the shit out of it on my Instagram.
Okay.
But
yeah,
yeah,
Instagram.
Yeah,
he's rocking the shirt right now. So your shirt is also from that company.
Yeah. So
a little bit. So
dude will be stoked when a month from now, and the girl stuff is so much nicer than the guy stuff. I'm actually kind of about that.
Awesome.
That's cool, man.
Girls buy way more clothes than guys do. So
that is very true.
Yeah.
Now,
And
how many jackets do you all have? Well, I guess you use guys squid, most of you, so maybe not.
yeah, I don't own any.
If this was a sport bike, they have like 5 each. I'm telling you.
Oh, really? Is that a sport bike thing?
Yeah, mostly. But I mean, I have I think 2 of really thick leather for the winter, and then just like a little I'm not gonna say rinky dinky, but it's a sort of good mesh jacket for the summer, which I barely wear anyways. That's it.
Cool.
I've got a Carhartt for the winter. That shit's kind of tough. I've fallen in it before and it held up.
Oh yeah, dude, that'd be awesome.
Carhartt too.
Connor's over there watching a comedy show or something. this guy's cracking up, and we're not even saying jokes. Oh man,
I'm multitasking.
I see, man. That's good stuff. You got the wrong shirt on, bro. That's all I'm saying. Got the wrong shirt.
Go, baby.
Let me see. I think I could block him actually. Let me try that real quick.
Yeah.
You're gonna block him?
Okay. Let me see if it works, matter of fact. Let's see if that works. Nah, I can't do it. Damn, it sucks. All right.
Just like CGI a Giants jersey on him.
Exactly. Anybody else has any other jackets?
I've got 3 jackets, and I guess technically I have 4, but the 4th one is I have 2 of the same one, but it got kind of ruined in the washing machine, so I kept the original and then just got the same one. And I'm thinking I can just, since it's already destroyed like color wise, I'm thinking maybe I can paint it somehow, make it look like Wonder Woman.
Okay. You should change the name to like @gat on a cruiser or something. Like you got the full gear for everything.
Hey, I look good on my cruiser. Look, I'll show you a picture of my gear, and you'll see. I don't look stupid. I look good.
All right, I'm just
Hold
saying.
on. Okay, here's a picture with my first bike. So I got my Kevlar pants. I've got my boots, and that's Danny's jacket. And my bike and I match.
I want to see a dude pull off that same outfit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
If I didn't see the kickstand down, I would think you're holding the bike up. Oh man.
Nice.
See, I look good.
Not bad. You're rocking it. You're rocking it.
Thank
That's
you.
good.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
You're a girl though. You can get away with pretty much whatever you want.
Could get away with stuff. I was gonna say the same thing. Like these girls nowadays, you could wear whatever on anything, and you'll still be fine.
You could be in a fucking neon jumpsuit, like the most ridiculous thing you possibly ever see, and then just like the hair comes out of the helmet, and everyone's like, "Ooh!"
Was that movie Friday? Damn!
Yo, you got that down, man.
Hell yeah, bro.
Is that where that's from? I've been saying that forever. I didn't know where I got it from.
Yeah, man. Friday.
I remember Bye Felicia. I use that a lot.
Yeah.
Bye.
But yeah, Dio, I'm kind of with you, man. I have like the leather for the winter. I don't usually wear it anymore. I usually wear a Carhartt, like TFD was saying. But I'm going to be experimenting with the Saint denim jacket in the summer to see what that's like. So that's kind of my next little project in terms of reviews.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Just saying, 38 Ride Company has a waterproof windbreaker coming out right away on Friday.
Yeah, we're gonna all be on your site, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've been testing it, and it works actually.
Man, that's good.
Yeah, man, we get that 50% off. I'm in.
Hell yeah.
I actually did I just like anal about stuff. Like I want things to be perfect. So today I walked out. It was like a beautiful hot day today, and I was like, I tested out riding in the rain, like a minimal rain, and it wasn't good enough. So today I just like went out and stood underneath like this like harsh pressure washer for like fucking 45 minutes. It didn't get through, so we're good.
Oh, shit. 5-point safety feature, right? Like one of those.
Oh yeah. I just I zip tied the trigger down on my pressure washer and just stood there in front of it for like 45 minutes.
If you ever make a commercial for it, that would be freaking hilarious. Like it's waterproof.
Yeah.
You're just fucking taking it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, right.
That'll be sick.
Dude, that's insane, man. Those things are intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my pressure washer is no joke too. It's a big gas powered bastard. It's awesome.
Yeah, that would be an awesome promo video. You've got it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just for your Instagram, like that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, water will get through it and stuff. Like the seams aren't totally waterproof, and it's a snap closure, right? Like a windbreaker. So if it's coming at the front, like it's eventually going to come through there. But I mean, all the companies that I used to ride for and stuff, and they put out these windbreakers that are like the 1980s fucking Richard Simmons type of deal. You know, it gets wet, it's coming right through that thing, and they sell them for like fuck $150. It's ridiculous. So wanted to make something that's actually functional, right?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
awesome.
That's crazy. All right, good stuff. So I wanted to kind of dive into a little bit about the whole stunt scene. I know everyone's curious about that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into that, and we have our resident stunter here, Lee Stewart and Theo, just to answer all our questions. So I know BK Low, you have some questions for them, right? Specifically.
Yeah. How do you do it?
That's everybody's question. How do you do it?
Okay.
That's funny. Well, I guess we'll start with how did you start getting into that first? For you,
I mean, for me, I've been doing it forever. Like I learned how to do 12 o'clock slow wheelies on my 80 when I was like, I think I was 10 or 11 years old.
Whoa.
So I've been doing them forever. So like wheelies just kind of come natural to me. So as soon as the whole Dyna scene came around, it took me 5-6 minutes of being on a Harley to be able to 12 o'clock it. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I should get one of these. And that was it.
Natural born, man. That's it. That's crazy.
The first one the first Harley at 12 o'clock wasn't even a Dyna. It was a fucking V-Rod.
Wow.
What? How you do that?
Yeah, man. I never heard of that.
V-Rod with forward controls and shit. It was awesome.
Oh shit.
So I guess
Yeah,
like,
it had a windshield on it and stuff too, and I jammed the brakes super hard and I mouse trapped it, so that's when you hit the brakes too hard and the front end slams down, and it fucking ripped the windshield off and broke it. The guy was pissed.
Crazy.
Oh no.
Theo, what about you, man? How'd you get into that?
To be 100% honest, like I don't fucking know.
You just
You just kind of came out of nowhere.
I did. I mean, like I said, I kind of started getting interested into stunting and shit, but I didn't want to do it on the usual shit. So I started looking into the Harley, and the lowrider kind of drew to me. One, because it was like all I could fucking find on Craigslist that was in my price range. But two, like I like having the RPMs there, like visually. But I don't know. I mean, it was always the plan when I got the Harley, but I didn't think it was gonna be that quick, because coming from, I mean, I do a couple little wheelies here and there on my sport bike, but nothing crazy. And then when I got the Harley, within like maybe a month or two of it, I was getting pretty close to bringing it up and being able to carry it out. I was getting the wheel in the air and making pretty quick progress. I was kind of surprising myself, and then I don't know, like shit just went by so much faster than I thought that like I honestly don't really know how like I got to where I am now. But I still have a shit, like I have a ton to go. Like I have a long way to go. I've got a shit ton of goals on it that I'm trying to accomplish, but I mean it, like I didn't think I'd be here by this point on it for sure.
so what was the first bike that you wheelied?
My R6. Well, like streetwise, or 'cause I don't know, like dirt bikes and shit. Like yeah, it's considered wheeling, but for me personally, I feel like dirt bikes are just like it's not as terrifying to wheelie, because I mean you're on the dirt and the bike is super light and it's a fucking dirt bike. If you dump it over, it's not gonna hurt it or anything. I think it was getting on the street was when it got kind of scary. So I'd really consider like when I started wheeling my R6, that's when I started getting into it and getting interested into it.
Whoa. So
I think that's my biggest fear. Sorry.
So if someone wanted to, like, if I wanted to learn how to wheelie, how would you recommend I start? Like on a dirt bike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be the easiest thing. So you're going to be able to.
They're the easiest, but they're also the hardest at the same time.
They're really fucking light. So
like mini bikes, dirt bikes, and mini bikes and stuff like that. Like that's why I practice on my little KLX 110. I practice on it every single day because it's the best practice you possibly can have, because any little movement you have on that thing, you have to correct. You know, it's not like I jump on my Harley and I can basically I can fucking throw myself in all kinds of weird positions, and the bike doesn't really go anywhere because it's so big and torquey. But with a dirt bike or even a little mini bike, like any little movement you do, like if I look over to the side and look at some chick looking at me wheeling down the street, fucking the bike starts carving that direction. I'm like, oh shit, gotta correct it real quick. So they're the easiest to start because they're the easiest to get the bike going and get the front wheel in the air. But as far as like getting the technique down and getting the brakes and controlling it and all that, then it becomes way harder.
Yeah, but I see Connor starting to get his wheel up.
I think it's also because like dirt bikes and shit, or like mini bikes, you're like mentally you're not that worried about dumping it over if you wreck it, because it's not gonna hurt it. Like my Harley, my R6, I was like sort of scared to drop it, but I've got like frame sliders and shit, and it's mainly gonna be like plastics and shit. But my Harley, I mean, I looped it out once, and I mean, it broke so much shit on that thing because I don't have a crash bar. So yeah, it's I don't know, it's just so much different.
I think that's my fear. Like I don't even want to attempt it because I feel like if I mess up, my bike is done. So like, what are some of the preparations you guys do? Like
one thing I'll say, like
let it hit the ground,
just let it happen.
Yeah, on the Harley, the Harley's pretty hard to loop out. I'll say that. Like, it's not like a sport bike or a dirt bike where it can happen like boom, like you're on your ass. Like with the Harley, you got to be trying to loop it out. Like you got to be trying to 12 o'clock it. That's the only way it's ever going to loop out on you. I was
trying to smash that taillight, and my ass came
out.
Yeah,
I think exactly. The way I've got on is it's called throw it up, and then once I get to a certain point, like on the Z125, I've wheelied it and I've gotten the wheel up. But once I guess I get to a balance point, I start panicking because that's so high, and I'll just drop my feet instead of keeping my foot on the rear brake. And so when I do it on the Harley, I'm babying it. Like I'm maybe getting the wheel up like 2 feet, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I just don't want that to happen on the Harley, and then just be like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
But
Yeah, that's my concern.
So how do you engage a wheelie? I think that's the question you wanted to ask, BK, right? Like, what are the mechanics of getting into that?
I mean,
Yeah, that's a good question.
It takes a lot more technique to do it on a Harley than to do it on anything else. That's for sure. I mean, most bikes you can just dump the clutch and bump it comes up, but with the Harley, you got to like have a little bit of a setup in the bike going on. For starters, with some bikes, depending, someone's got a juiced up motor, while they got a little bit of an easier time with it. But people that run shitty stock motors like me, we got to dump air pressure out of the rear tire and stuff to get traction, so we can do it from like a dead stop kind of thing, or else it's not lifting up. Like my bike won't lift up in second gear, so I got to do it. I got to do it in first from a dead stop or nothing. And so there's that. Then there's the clutching it up, which most people would assume just like fucking hammer the throttle and dump it. Well, you're just gonna do a big long burnout and nothing's gonna happen. You gotta have a good balance between the two, and it takes a hell of a lot of practice to figure out what exactly that is. And then you gotta preload the front end. You gotta yank the bars back like you're trying to backflip, and all this has to happen in like a 1/10 of a second.
What's preload? You mentioned a lot of things there because I'm new to this whole terminology. So
yeah, and that's just getting it up. That's the start of it. There's some.
That was probably the long thing that took me to like the technique and everything. Because like you said, a bunch of other bikes, I mean, you can pretty much just give it throttle, dump the clutch, and it'll hook up and it'll come up and everything. But like it took me so long to figure out. Like I was playing with the adjustment on the clutch and everything, and because like right now here's like another thing to mention. Like Lee, your Harley's pretty much like, I mean, you've got the chain drive, the crash bar, now you've got the handbrake and everything on it. I'm, other than bars and shocks, my Harley's completely stock. I'm still running the belt on it.
Wow.
And I could definitely see how it would help having like a chain kit with a little bit better bite to it or anything like that. I rode my buddy's 2007 Nightster. He just got a chain kit put on it, and it doesn't change it as much as you'd think it would, at least in my opinion, but it definitely gives it a little better of a bite.
A little bit, like it's not hugely noticeable because the belt does stretch a little bit, but the only real thing about it is it's durability wise. The belt of a whole long, like say a whole summer of trying to be a Harley stunt rider, you're gonna just blow belts left, right, and center. So because that
was actually gonna be a next question. I'm glad you guys are answering that now. Belt or chain? So I guess for stunting, chain is the way to go.
I say chain all day, period, no matter what.
Really?
Regardless.
Okay. Hopefully I'll be getting a chain soon, but like right now, broke ass 22-year-old. I mean, I'm just working with what I got. But I'm surprised. I mean, that I've seen people. One of my buddies down in Texas just got a Harley, and he's coming from Supermotos and wants to start wheeling Harleys, and he had that thing for like a couple weeks, and he put on Instagram that his belt had snapped, and I mean, I'm knock on wood, I've been kind of beating up on my belt for a good 7 months now, and that thing's, I mean, it's still holding up. I don't know how, but it is. And I mean, I'm not gonna try to push it. I do plan on switching to chain like here in the next month or so, but
well, I put one on my bike before I even rode it because like I'm a certified mechanic too, so like I know what breaks and shit, and that was the very first thing. I was like, no, belt is not gonna handle that kind of abuse. So that went in the garbage day one.
I'm pretty surprised that it's been holding up. I see though, like there's some guys that just run belts. Like I see a lot of guys on Instagram that are doing shit, and
and they're blowing a lot.
But yeah, that's one thing that you don't like. They probably don't show is how many belts they go through.
Yeah, I know so many guys that refuse to put a chain on, but they blow belts once a week. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Oh no.
They're like, it's expensive. Like, but the amount of money you've spent on belts in a summer, you could have bought a chain.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you got to replace the chains and this and that. Like, I've been running the same chain, same sprockets on my bike for 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, it's not that beautiful.
Dude, it's not like it's.
And that's getting full, like that's not, just babying around. That's getting abused to shit. And they're still good. I'll still get another year out of these things for sure. Like they're the belt kit or the chain kits for these bikes are so heavy duty and overbuilt that they don't get the shit kicked out of them like they would in a sport bike or a dirt bike.
So that's what somebody I was talking about switching to a chain the other day, and somebody was like, "Oh, they didn't know shit about Harleys or anything like that, but they were like, oh, go with zippers, because like, or not zippers, not zippers.
That's what mine is.
They said Vortex, because they know like sport bikes and shit, and I was like, I don't think Vortex.
Yeah, they don't
like makes the kit, because if you look at I have a Vortex on my R6. If you look at the reason I was thinking of zippers, my buddy, the chain kit he just got is a zippers. If you look at the thickness of the sprocket on the zippers compared to the Vortex on my R6, they're both steel sprockets, but I mean the zippers is almost twice as thick as the sprocket on my R6.
Well, yeah, it depends on the bike and everything too. You know, they'll go from like a 520, 525, 530
right.
size and stuff like that. Like they're 530 on the Harley, which is way more than it needs, so it doesn't stretch. It doesn't get
Yo, give me a second. Let me get the notes, man. Hold on. You guys are mentioning, man.
Yeah, like a 530 chain is rated for like huge power. Like a 530 chain can handle like a top fuel bike. So on a Harley doing wheelies, it's gonna last a while.
Yeah. I have a question for you about like progression and shit, because like you're starting to throw your handbrake on there and everything, so I can't wait to see what that's gonna cause. And you got the step plate and all that shit, but like for me, like I said, running stock right now, my whole goal is just to get a fucking crash bar, a seat, and a chain kit, and I feel like for where I'm at right now doing wheelies, I feel like that would kind of set my progression forward, because right now I almost feel stuck, sort of.
Yeah.
Especially with the seat. I mean, I've tapped taillight, but by the time I tapped taillight, I was basically sitting on the back seat. The seat don't hold me in at all. So.
Oh yeah, those things are slippery too.
Yeah. So I feel like just something as simple as that, I could easily start progressing a little more forward. Like I said, I just feel stuck where I'm at right now.
I had skateboard grip tape on mine for the first year. It ate all my pants.
Somebody told me to do that. Yeah, but I didn't want that happening.
Yeah, my pants all had huge holes in the ass, but I mean, I didn't come off.
And somebody told me to get like that surfboard material and stick it on the back, but I feel like that shit's too thick, and I'm like,
yeah, it doesn't work very good.
I don't need to be pushed forward or anything, but
yeah.
When you gonna start doing wheelies on your Triumph?
What'd you say that?
I said when you gonna start doing wheelies on your Triumph?
Oh man. I think I don't want to drop it. I would want to start on a dirt bike. But that'd be awesome to be able to do some stunts. And then yeah, right. I won't be doing it on my Triumph, not unless I get like Lee Stewart status.
Yeah, well,
I'll do it on your Triumph, but I'm not promising anything. It's gonna come back with a broken fender.
Now the Triumph is a belt driven, right? It has belt drive.
It's got a chain.
Oh, it's got a chain. So you're ready to go. You just got to get it.
Yeah, you're halfway there.
You're halfway there.
Yeah, I just lubed it recently. It was my first chain lube ever. It was pretty fun.
Gotcha. All right, so a couple things were mentioned. We spoke about pressure. We spoke about the chain. What about handlebars? T-bars is what everyone keeps mentioning that you have to get for wheelies. Can you wheelie on mini?
Nah. I wheelie. Actually, I lied. I wheelied my bike completely bone stock before I did anything to it, and was 12 o'clock in it. So you don't really need anything, to be honest with you. Okay. It's just a matter of preference and comfort.
Okay.
Like, and mine was the grandpa lowrider too, like the serious, like the low bars that has
with the bars that are back here.
Yeah, like the beach bend bars that had all the fucking gold eagles and shit on it, and like it literally had leather tassels coming off it in like 4 different spots. It was the funniest thing ever, man.
Should have kept that.
It had big leather bags and shit with like a million rhinestones and studs in it. Oh, it was hilarious. It's so bad. That's hilarious. And I rocked it like that too for like 2 days. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna ride this thing. I was like cruising around and shit, and like this one of my buddies pulls up to me and he just starts laughing at me. He's like, what the hell is that? And I was like, hold on a second. Just like the light goes green and bop, 12 o'clock and right.
You're done, yeah. And everybody's like, what the fuck? I'm sure.
Wait,
I'm actually
can you pretty much wheelie just about any bike?
If it's got a motor and handlebars, I guarantee you I can wheelie it. at some point.
Wow.
I mean,
Well,
some bikes it's going to be hard because like those like the big baggers like Gold Wings and shit like that, like you can't really get them off the ground that high because they got those big fucking whale tails hanging out the back. So like as soon as it gets like a foot off the ground, all of a sudden you're breaking like $5,000 worth of parts.
oh, okay.
So, but for the most part, yeah, if it's got a motor and handlebars, no problem. All day.
Wow.
Nice.
That's crazy. Good stuff.
But with the handlebar thing, I'm actually moving away from the tall bars. Like I started off with 12-inch T-bars on there because I really didn't ride Harleys that much. I didn't know shitloads about them. I'd never ridden a Dyna. So I was just like, okay, that's what everybody else is riding. I'll put those on. And in the first week, I was like, nope, these suck balls. Throw those in the garbage. And I went down to like a 7-inch riser, what I'm riding right now. And but anyways, it's under 10 inches right now. And even right now, now that I've got the handbrake and I'm starting to move around the bike more, I want to drop them down lower. So I think I'm going down to like a 4-inch riser now.
See, I've got a 5.5, and I like where it's at.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I can see what you're talking about though. Fuck, what's his name?
Because like
Rob One Revolution, he's got
Yeah.
he just did that Lowrider S, and he looks like he's got maybe like 4 or 5 inch on that.
He's got a 4 on there. I was stalking him throughout his whole build or whatever. He's a buddy, and yeah, he's got the perfect setup on his right now.
Yeah, that thing is done up really fucking well.
Yeah, because I know him from back in the day from the sport bike stunt thing, and we did a lot of shows together and shit. And yeah, like now that I'm moving around the bike more and stuff, and he's never really gone out of the stunt thing, even though he's on Harley. He's always like he's got a fully stunted sports that everybody knows and all that. And you've done seat standers and shit, so you know what it's like. If you got tall bars, you start getting the bike up, it's like you're super awkward and uncomfortable.
Off the back of it.
And you're just standing there. So imagine having a handbrake when you want to start climbing around the bike and doing all kinds of stuff. Then all of a sudden,
because you're about as tall as I am. You're 6'2".
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm 6'2", and like if I can only imagine, even with just the 5.5 that I have now, if I were to want to start throwing my leg over the bars, just getting like my long ass, lanky ass leg over that fucking bar would just be a nightmare.
Yeah, I tried the other day and just like I couldn't do it. I was my knee was inside my helmet and my chin, and I'm like trying to kick over the thing. I'm just like,
Rob on his Lowrider S on Instagram throwing his leg over, and I was like, well, shit, he's got lower ass bars on it. No, he came out to a local dealer out here in Oklahoma, and he was talking about the like the Saddleman seat for his Sporty. He said that I guess he did something. He broke his arm, and he ended up building that seat with one arm. And like it's a nice ass seat.
Yeah, it's super nice. Yeah, it's super nice. It's like it's I've seen it too, and it's basically the same thing as what everybody else is running for a seat right now. It just doesn't have the big like the passenger section kind of thing. So he wanted to make it look like his own thing, and it definitely does.
One thing I do want to say, getting back to the topic of like you guys wanting to get into wheelies and shit, like coming from someone like me that kind of just got into it out of nowhere and everything, like I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are interested in getting into it, but they never give it a shot because they think that they didn't come from an extensive background of stunting or some shit like that, so they think that they won't be able to do it, because a lot of the guys that you see out there typically come from backgrounds of motocross or stunting or some shit like that. But I mean, I've been riding for a while, but I didn't do shit. I mean, I was just some scrub riding a fucking sport bike on the street just like anybody else, and I just started getting into it, and I mean, I personally feel like I've made some pretty great accomplishments. So
fucking right.
If you have if you have an extensive background, that's gonna fucking help a lot. I mean, look at Lee, he was wheeling the very first day he got on a Harley, but you don't have to have an extensive background. You can, if you put in enough effort, if you have like the drive for it, you can get into it.
That's just it, right? You got to have the drive for it, and you got to have what I tell everybody, which is something that they can't wrap their heads around. You have to have a willingness to crash.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's accept that you're not gonna do it.
Before I got the Harley, I probably wouldn't have understood what you were talking about just then, but like after looping mine out, and after there was almost a part of me that I was happy it happened, because
Yeah.
then after that, I basically I can move past that, and it's like I've got the drive to do it, but it was always the mental part of like, oh, well, I've never crashed on the street, and then I fucking looped it out, and I've fallen off of it a couple times trying like rolling burnouts, and the front tire fucking locks up and throws me off, and
Yeah.
it's shit like that it's like I'm past that now. Like I'm almost glad that I've wrecked and looped it out, because then I can move on. I'm not scared. The fear isn't really there anymore.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen.
And that type of shit's something that never goes away either. Like, I've been doing this forever. I still crash all the goddamn time.
Oh yeah.
I know some of the best riders in the world. They crash too. It's the way it is. It's, you gotta just accept it.
When I when I looped mine out, it was out at the lot that I go to, and nobody was out there. I was by myself, and I mean I pretty much had road rash all down my ass cheek. My fucking wrist was all fucked up. I sprained it pretty bad, and then my knee had a little bit of rash on it. But literally, the after it happened, and after I got up off the ground and I took off running towards my bike, I realized the only thing I was scared of is like, oh fuck, what did I break on my Harley? Like, I wasn't worried about myself at all, really. Which, I mean, that could end up being a bad thing if you don't pay attention. You got to pay attention to yourself, but I mean, I was more scared of what I broke on my bike, not what condition I was in. And so that willingness to crash, man, it's everything. I remember someone told me that the very first time I was about to backflip a dirt bike. They're like, that getting over that is the difference between a good rider and a great rider. Plain and simple. And I was like, shit, well, I'm going to do this right now then, because that just motivated me.
If you're afraid of driving, you're not going to be a good driver. If you're afraid of riding, you're not going to be a great rider. So it's just kind of like goes hand in hand.
That's what when I started getting into like rolling burnouts and shit, you know, I always thought they looked badass and everything, and I was like, well, I can get into that, you know, I ain't gonna loop it out or nothing, fucking doing that. But then like the first couple times I tried, I just didn't have the technique down, and the back tire would just hook and it would lock up the front and just skid the front, and I'd fucking fall on my face. And
like on the Harley, it's different because you gotta fucking hammer it hard off the motor, and like people don't get that. They'll do the little and the front end starts pushing, and like
and so that would happen like a couple times, and it freaked me out because at that point in time I hadn't fallen yet at all. I hadn't even dropped the bike, so it was like terrifying me. And I remember one day me and my buddy were out at the lot, and it was like dead of winter. It's fucking cold as shit. I had my big ass Carhartt on. And I basically told him, I was looking at it and I was like, you know, if I fall during one of those, the bike's basically just gonna like fall over on its side. It's not really gonna fuck anything up. So I told him, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it. I was like, I'm gonna hammer it. If I fall, I fall. And I hammered it, and I had this I roasted the tire all the way across the lot, and I was lit after that. It was fucking awesome. But yeah, I know, like sometimes you just gotta say fuck it and just go for it. Like that to me personally, that's like every time I've done something, I've pretty much, like when I finally tapped the taillight, I remember talking to you over Instagram about it, telling you how I was like, getting closer and closer, but the seat was scaring me and everything. And I was like, you know, and I remember you straight up told me, you were like, I give it like 2 weeks. And I think within a week of that, I ended up sending you a message with that scraped taillight. And I was like, well, I mean, it fucking happened. So like I pretty much just said, fuck it. I was like, well, if I'm getting so far back, all I have to do is just give it just a tiny bit more in the throttle, and it's going to touch. And I mean, I fucking did it.
That's awesome, man.
I remember the second day I rode my bike, because I didn't know whether or not the taillight was going to hit, because I got one of those like super expensive. I got this like mega, it was like a $400 light with like integrated all this shit, and it was the low profile one. So I was like, oh yeah, there's no way this thing's going to hit the ground and stuff. And fucking day 2, just boom, it explodes. It's like, oh no, I'm just so butthurt about it. It's like I paid so much money for that. So
I remember thinking it was the like, because when I was mid wheelie, there was that split second where I thought like, oh, it's not going to happen. I've tried many times. And then I heard the sound of the taillight tapping. And I remember thinking I was happy afterwards, but while it happened, I remember thinking, what the fuck was that? That sounded pitiful, because it wasn't a scrape. It was almost like a squeal, like a tire squeal. I don't know the
dude, your bike was crying, bro.
Yeah, it was this weird ass squeal, and I was like, "What the fuck was that noise?" Like,
oh shit!
I get off the bike and the taillight scraped, and I was like, "Oh, I did it!"
All right, guys. So that's pretty cool, man. Good stuff. So BK Love, you want to start wheeling, man? Just don't be afraid, man. Go for it.
That's great advice, man.
Go for it. All right, so we're gonna open it up. Switch gears a little bit. Open it up for questioning on the live chat. So there's a couple good questions out there. Ali K Rebel is a local to New York City. He had a question for us. So his question is, if we were ever to get a sport bike, which one would it be?
Before we do that, I got to bust out of here. So I just wanted to say thanks, TFD. Thanks, Lee, for all the knowledge, taking
problem,
notes.
Oh, yeah, anytime.
And good hanging out with you guys.
Awesome, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. Take it
Nice
easy.
meeting you, FXDLS.
Yeah, man.
Call him BK Love.
BK Love.
All right, y'all.
Thank
Ride
you.
safe.
Sport bikes? Yeah, I fucking love sport bikes, man. I got nothing. I love them. I wish I had more money so that I could have more sport bikes. Like, I'm building my 636 stunt bike right now. It's gonna take forever because I'm so poor. But as far as like what's out there now, like I really, really, really like Aprilias. I really love them. That's my dream bike
Those
right
new,
there.
are you talking about a lot of people have been getting them, the RSV?
The new RSV.
Yeah.
God, that
Those
thing's
are really good looking.
Yeah.
Muscle Biker got one, and that shit.
Yeah, back when they made what was it, like 2006, I think it was, or 5, when they made the RSV Melee, which was like the super, like that bike was like 50 grand or something, just ridiculous expensive high end equipment. And I took that bike for a ride, and that thing was unbelievable. And it's got a V twin in it, so that's cool. So it's kind of cruiser-ish, but it also had like 10 grand worth of suspension on it. And holy shit. That bike a corner, man, it was unbelievable. And I wheelied it and scraped. It was like, I think that exhaust cost like $3,500 or something like that. It was twin titanium cans, and I scraped the tips to shit on there. The guy was so mad. He's like, "Can you wheelie it?" I was like, "Yeah, I can wheelie it, but I mean, I'm gonna tell you something might happen." And he's like, "Oh yeah, whatever. You're not gonna get it that high." He didn't expect that I was gonna 12 o'clock this thing, and yeah, I fucking just hammered it.
You're freaking Lee Stewart, man. That's what you should have told him. Like, dude, you know what you're doing?
I tell everybody, like, when people offer me, like, hey, you want to ride my bike? I always say, like, man, there's a good chance it's not going to come back the way that it like left. I'm going to tell you that right now. And they're like, no. I'll give them 3 chances. Like, no, I'm telling you, something's probably going to break or get scratched. And like, no, you just go ahead. You know how to ride. I'm like, okay, well, fair enough. Let's do this.
Hold on, Doodle's showing the bike right now.
Yeah,
I've never seen
I
that bike.
put in Aprilia RSV Melee.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a bad look.
That's the earlier version, I think.
Yeah, the newer ones are fucking
2003,
beautiful.
Yeah, the 2006 was, or 05. Yeah, right over there. That gold frame motherfucker. Oh, there it is.
Right here?
Go down one. You had it. It was like the second row down, I think it was. Ah, shit, we lost it. Oh well. It's all laggy. I can't tell.
It's all good.
The one with the gold frame. There you go.
They all got gold frames. This one?
I'm like hovering over it with my mouse trying to point it at you. Like,
yeah.
There's that one, or there's the one with the blue rims there. That one, that's definitely it. That's actually the same one I rode. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that thing's sexy. But the new version of it, holy shit, man. The new RSV is unbelievable looking. I want one so bad.
They all look, to be honest with you, they all look the same to me. All sport bikes exactly the same, bro. I don't know what's what, but I know the Triumph Speed Triple is really freaking nice. If I was to ever get a sport bike or a naked-ish bike, that would be the one I'd probably get.
It rides so good, too.
You tried it already? Rode on it?
Yeah, one of my friends rides it, so I rode hers, and it's the nicest ride I've had yet on a bike.
That's pretty cool.
Just so smooth, so sensitive, and I love that you can go 0 to 60 in 1 gear.
Damn, just first gear, that's it?
Yeah.
Be done with it?
Uh-huh.
That's cool, though. It's not bad. So that's the bike I would get if I knew how to get one.
Oh, yeah.
Connor's cracking up over there again.
Why?
I don't know. Connor, what you gonna get, man? Sport bike. About that Grom life?
What?
I was saying, what sport bike would you get if you were to get one? Grom life.
I don't know, dude. Looking at, but I think just the Jigsers just look pretty to me. I like that blue and that high vis like lime green. I just think that looks dope as shit.
Yeah.
So that'd be what I'd get. Either that or
High
just a
vis
Grom
looks
and
good on certain bikes,
and
not
just
every.
put I don't know, like yeah.
That's cool, man. It's good stuff. You know, somebody mentioned on the Ali saying all sport bikes looks the same to us cruisers, and all cruisers look the same to them. Which is true, man. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Every sport bike looks the same. They're talking about this and this and that. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? I don't know what the hell you're mentioning even right now. So
Yep.
to me, I'm not sure. It is what it is.
And even though they're like domestic too, the new Yamahas, the whole R1 and R6 line looks absolutely unreal this year.
Yeah.
Those things are sexy
That's
as
what I
hell.
was gonna say. My like I pretty much have my like dream sport bike, the 03 through the 05 R6, which is like the R6S for the newer models. I've always loved R6s, but I remember my cousin got a 03 R6. And it was black and had like blue fucking lit up Transformers emblems on it and shit, and it was all dope. And I ended up finding my R6, and I got it, and I almost didn't even know where to go after that because that was my dream bike for the longest time. I guess after that, I would just, I don't know, if that wasn't an option, probably. Fuck. I like the new ZX10s, like the new ones. The bodies on them, they look really, really great. And but I don't know if I could bump up to a leader bike. It just like, I don't know. I get pretty fucking stupid on a sport bike, just speed wise, and like my buddy let me ride his.
Bitch, man.
He has a 2006 ZX10, and I rode that thing, and it just like it did not help. I was just as much as an idiot as I was when I first jumped on a sport bike. So I don't know. I like my R6 that I have now. If anything, I'd like to like go through it and fucking like redo the entire thing, make it look brand new and all that. Because it runs great. It just looks like shit. But I don't know. I like it. I like the looks and the feel and everything. The only thing that sucks about it is the gearing. The gearing's great if you're wanting to go around corners, maybe take it out to like a track day or some shit. But with like wheelies and shit, the gearing's just all sorts. It's the power band is pretty much gutless until you hit 8,000 RPM, and then it fucking turns into a goddamn rocket.
Oh, weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I like it though. It's comfortable, and I think I got drawn to the R6s just because they have like the tallest seat height when it comes to a sport bike, and I'm tall, and I don't know, like on my Harley I'm fine, but when I'm on a sport bike I don't like my legs being bent. I just feel like a gorilla on a tricycle. So I like that the R6s sit up real high and the seat's real wide, so it makes me feel like my legs are straight down, makes me feel like I'm actually sitting on a bike.
That's funny. That's
Oh,
good.
Vespa.
Yeah.
Dude, I did circle wheelies on a Yamaha Vino. It was pretty fucking awesome.
Get out of here. That's crazy.
Cool.
Scooters actually wheelie pretty good, and they come stock with a handbrake on them, so they're stuck ready.
Like you said, anything with a motor.
A Yamaha Vino. Oh my gosh, the scooter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I've got video footage of this shit. I was doing like circle wheelies on it and scraping it and stuff. It's so funny.
Right.
That's amazing.
That's insane.
Holy cow.
All right, guys. So I think I'm going to start wrapping it up here. Just want to thank you, all you guys, for coming out. I really appreciate it. I know I'm sure you just got a message on Instagram like, oh, join the live stream. Okay, cool. I'm down. But no, I really appreciate it. You know, thanks for joining in. Everyone that's on the live chat or watching the stream at home, wherever you guys are watching it, all the links to the channels are in the description. So make sure you follow every single one of these guys and gals. Show some love. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button to all of them. And thanks for coming out. So I really appreciate it, guys. And
Thanks for having us, BX.
no problem. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And make sure you hit up Lee Stewart's company. When is it? Friday, you said launch, right? 38?
Friday. Yep. Friday's the day.
Sign up for that email.
Friday,
So
baby.
you can sign up and, I don't know, follow the
Follow
Insta. There's gonna be some all kinds of shit on there. So it's just 38 Ryco on Insta.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, I'm ready to follow. So good stuff.
So
Awesome, man. Thanks, guys, for joining, and have a good one.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Later.
BX. Good night, everybody. Great meeting
Bye.
all you guys.